Got it. So actually, they're using something like goes to some other platform, so people will be on there because Chinese they're not so easy to come to Zoom. So they join this person here going to translate this thing to another platform. So they're gonna join from there. I'm gonna start recording. Okay, Uncle. So we have 6 minutes. Oh, I'm gonna start my video as well.
Yep. Yeah, I can see you. Okay.
How you been, Uncle?
Okay. Yep.
Okay. So I guess we wait until 5 to start. For now, let's see. Should I play some music or something? See that your echo.
So how long should I talk for?
However you feel, Uncle. No problem.
I have a long one, so no, I'll keep it short. Yeah.
I hear. I think Okay, that's good. I turn on the YouTube, so I hear echo. Yes, Uncle. We didn't say the time, so whatever you feel like, Uncle. So we just go with the flow.
Yep, fine. Okay.
Today, let me talk with another person. 小儿童转播，你可以说话吗？
喂，听见我的声音吗？我是小儿童转播。
你好，你好，你还没有开始吗？
我这边没有开始，说准时吗？
那
还有
3分钟，好吧？
好的，那我静音了啊。
哎，好，谢谢。How are you, Uncle, these days? Are you busy?
No, I'm fine. Fine. Yeah.
So I'm in the somebody came in. We just got a center, so we're busy. Yeah, and then I slept late yesterday, almost didn't wake up. My alarm was ringing until 4:45. I see, oh my gosh,
Well,
we have 1 minute and then we will start. Sorry. 大家好。Okay, now we're gonna start. It's right on the time, and thank you so much for give us this chance to interview you and have you to tell us about Sahaja Yoga and the history. So I'm going to introduce you in Chinese, so you may not understand, but that's for people in China. Thank you so much, Uncle. 大家好。那么今天给大家请到的呢，是 John Noyce Uncle。那他是一位老瑜伽士。那么1983年开始练习Sahaja瑜伽。他是一位对灵性历史有着深刻研究的学者和作家，这样对于许多国家的Sahaja瑜伽活动都有杰出的贡献。目前生活在澳大利亚的墨尔本。那么他是第一位在20年前就将Sahaja瑜伽丰富的知识在Sahaja AZ 网站上公众化的学者。除此以外，他也通过文字、语音、录像等各种形式，极大地保存了Sahaja瑜伽创始人Shri Mataji留给世人的信息。这样是一位知识储备极其丰富的学者。那么他对Sahaja瑜伽和Shri Mataji留下的信息有着深刻的理解。他的知识也折服了整个Sahaja瑜伽的全球大家庭。那么欢迎大家。那么首先呢，我们就来请讲那么中文我们说约翰对吧？可能他听不太懂。好的，我们请John Uncle 呢来给我们讲一下他知道的Sahaja瑜伽以及在历史上整个的变化。Okay, Uncle John, you can start, and I will be your translator.
I just need to sort something out here. All that. Okay, so if I say one sentence and then you'll translate.
Yes. Wherever you have a break, then I'll translate.
All right. So, hello. What I wanted to talk about was the word Sahaja over 1,000 years, over 1,200 years.
我想要讲的是这个Sahaja瑜伽的世界在整个1000年、1200年这个时间的变化，不是变化，就是这个期间的进程。
So Sahaja Yoga in the modern era, as taught by Shri Mataji, dates from 1970, but the word Sahaja and the concept goes back much earlier.
Sahaja 瑜伽的在这个现代社会是被Shri Mataji提起的，在 1970年他开始的但是这个词Sahaja它是开始于很早的时候。
So it really goes back 1200 years, maybe even longer, maybe 1400.
它实际上开始于1200年前，实际可能还更早，早到4000年以前。
So this use of Sahaja really begins with the monks who left the Buddhist monasteries 8th to 10th century.
词起始于在1200年前的这个和尚，那么他们那个时候开始的这个词。
So these Buddhists, some of them went to the hills where they met yogis and followers of Shiva, and some went to Bengal in eastern India, where they lived with the ordinary people in the delta, in the river delta.
So Uncle, you say they went to Bengal. What's the another place you say? They went to.
So some of them went to the hills,
the hill.
mountains.
Mountain the hill. OK. 那么这些和尚就是这些Buddhism 佛教的和尚，那么他们去到这个 Mountain the hill 就是遇到了那些崇拜湿婆的叫做那叫什么人来着？就是他们就住在山里面然后这些求道者吧，然后另一部分呢，就是去到了本购，就是印度东部的印度。
So they were writing their songs and singing their songs in what is now called Old Bengali. So it's the earliest period of the Bengali language.
You mean they written everything in Bengali language?
It's a more oral. It's songs, and it then gets written down later.
Oh, okay. So it's okay. So you mean they are talking in that language, or?
Yep.
OK. 那么他们开始呢，记述是用古Bengali的语言记述的。
So these songs, most of them are short, and they come down through the centuries. The technical word is the dohas and the carriers. And go.
这些诗歌，就是他们记述的这些诗歌是sorry uncle, it's hard to understand that part. Could you repeat?
Yes. All right. I was just using the technical words for the short songs, so we'll leave that.
他们用一些就是短歌的形式去记述的。
So these names are known today in both Bengal and in other areas, and I've listed them in my paper if you want to read it there. Now,
那这些短歌呢 是寄宿在本沟里还有另外一种语言当中。如果你想要就是详细的看的话，你可以在我的文章当中去看到。那么 Uncle，
So these Buddhist monks, when they left the monasteries and became, shall we say, wandering yogis, they started to understand that their enlightenment, or we can say self-realization, can be achieved by enjoying one's life.
Sorry, 有人sorry, somebody asked a question. I'm going to quickly answer, Uncle.
Okay.
是孟加拉语言，是本沟里，我不知道中文要怎么翻译，是印度的一个地方。Okay, Uncle, could you repeat what you just said? I was distracted a little bit.
In the monasteries, the monks had to follow rigid ways of doing things, and so when they left the monasteries and became wandering yogis, they started to realize that their enlightenment, or we can say self-realization, they could achieve their enlightenment by enjoying life.
那么当他们在那个 mountain， 就是在那个山里面的时候呢，他们的生活呢是非常的就是受限制的，就是必须要按照很多的规则，对吧？去生活。那么当他们从这个山上下来，然后呢，成为那个游走四方的这个瑜伽士的时候，那么他们开始理解，要获得自觉，就是 self-realization， 要获得自觉，他们只是需要去享受生活。
So that's really quite a radical concept for a Buddhist monk of that time. And we're talking about the 8th century CE.
是那是一个非常就是非常激进的一个结论吧。对于当时的这样的佛教的教徒或者是和尚来讲，我们讲的是在8世纪，公元前8世纪，所以是一个非常先进的一个想法。
So these monks may well have linked up with the yogis, and they may well have learnt about the Kundalini from the yogis. That's quite possible.
这些和尚，他们可能从那些就是山里面的瑜伽士中就是听到了很多关于空德尼尼的知识。
So this process of spontaneously awakening the inner spirit, or the Kundalini, began to be referred to as Sahaja.
所以这种呢，他们就是得出的这样的一个结论，就是自然而然的、自发的去唤醒空德尼尼，可能就是我们撒哈迦这个词的来源。
So this is two words merged into one. Saha is spontaneous. Ja is inside oneself.
这其实是两个字合到一起。撒哈的意思呢是自发的、自然而然的意思。加的意思是于在里面的意思，就是在我们身体里面。
So to take one example of their songs, the great tree of Sahaja is shining in the three worlds.
我来举一个，就是在他们写的这个歌当中的一个例子有一句是Sahaja 的树在三界当中闪耀。
Everything being of the nature of void, what will bind what?
Everything didn't hear that part, Uncle. It's a little bit poem kind. Could you repeat that, please?
They're using the word void in a very technical sense. So let's leave void out. Everything being of nature, what will bind what to what?
Everything in nature. What? Didn't hear that last part. Everything in nature. Sorry, Uncle. Could you?
I think we better not carry on that one. It's really quite a complex one. So we'll leave that one. So these early Sahaja Buddhists, they're known as the Sahaja Buddhists.
这些早期的Sahaja 佛教徒被称为Sahaja.
So they were interacting with other holy men, other mystics, with the Siddhis, with the Saivites, who are the followers of Shiva, and also the yogis, and particularly the Nath yogis, that's Nath.
他们与就是在城市里面的瑜伽士就是有接触，有交流。
So the Nath yogis are a very interesting group because they come down the centuries, over 1,000 years too. And so they were living in the caves of northern India, in the hills. And they really start in the 10th or 11th century.
11th century, you say?
Yeah. Yeah.
AC? 11th century AC?
Yep.
OK. 那么这些瑜伽士很有趣，那么他们呢是住在山洞里面，那么就是整个在公元前1100年左右。
So the Nath yogis had a close association with the saints who lived as householders.
那么这些瑜伽士呢，他们与就是普通的居家人士，那么他们有接触。
So these are the saints who we call the Bhakta saints.
那么这些圣人呢，被称为 Bhakta 圣人。
So to take one example, the saint Namdev, his songs are in both Marathi and in Hindi.
那么举一个例子Uncle, could you say the name again?
Namdev.
Namdev.
Namdeb.
Nandeb Namdev 那么这个圣人 Namdev 他是在印度和印度语和Maharashtra 语so he written in that two language?
Yes. So many of these verses are quite hard to understand sometimes, but let's just do a simple one. So one of his Hindi songs.
Sorry, I just gonna translate this one. So 很多他的就是诗歌非常困难去理解那么 Uncle 呢他就来给大家就举一个很简单的他写的这些话。
So one of his songs, this is in Hindi when he was living in the Punjab. This is early 14th century.
这个其中一首诗歌呢是用印度语写的在公元前1200年的时候。
I do not sit.
12世纪差不多。
I do not sit or move or wander.
我不静止坐着，也没有在四处周游。
I never starve, I never eat.
我从来不会饿，我也从来不吃东西。
I do not live, I never die.
我从没有出生，也没有死亡。
I am ever joyful, neither coming nor going.
我永远喜乐，从来不来，也从来不去。
Dwelling in the skies, I have made my home in the Sahaja.
我住在天空中，我的家是Sahaja。
My heart is wrapped in the music within.
我的心是在是音乐中的音符。
Rare is the yogi who hears it.
听到的瑜伽士他们在哪里？
So when he talks about living in the skies, which is a curious phrase, he actually means the Sahasrara chakra.
当他说他住在天空中这句话的时候，他指的是顶轮，我们的顶轮，头顶处。
There are many Bhakti saints in the 14th, 15th, 16th centuries who mention Sahaja. So
40 centuries. Okay.
14 to
14. Okay. 很多的这些Bhakti 圣人，那么他们提到Sahaja是在公元前1400、1500、1600年间。
So one of these holy men was Nanak.
其中的一个圣人是 Nanak。
He was the founding guru of what is now known as the Sikhs.
他是某一个宗教的创始人，现在知道的是锡克教，他是锡克教的创始人导师。
When we look at Guru Nanak's writings, which are preserved in the Sikh holy book, the Guru Granth,
当我们去看这个Guru Nanaka， 就是 Nanaka 导师，或者说 Nanaka 上师，他在这个书中写的。
So and in those writings there are many references to Sahaja.
在他写的这些东西里面有很多提到 Sahaja 这个词。
So one of his verses, he says, "By the gentle path of Sahaja, you will attain him."
By gentle path.
Gentle path, soft path.
通过在其中一段语言中，他写到通过很温柔的我不知道 path 这个词怎么翻译，我就说敲打吧然后呢，就是你会获得Sahaja。
So one slightly later Bhakti Sant is a man called Dadu Dayal, Dayal.
后来的一位Bhakti 圣人，那么他的名字叫What's the name again? Sorry.
Dadu Dayal.
Dadu Dayal.
So he is a saint from Rajasthan, which is in northern India.
那么他是一位来自北印度的Rajasthan 的这样的一个圣人。
And this is the second half of the 16th century.
这是1600年前，就是16世纪的下半部分的时候。
So he gathered around himself a group of followers, which still exist today, called the Dadu Panth. That's Panth. I'd better just say in Indian languages, particularly North India, when we say th, the h is silent, so it's Panth, but it's actually pronounced Pant.
那么他就是聚集了一群跟从者在他的身边，那么他们被称为Panth。那么在印度语当中 th， 那么这个 h 音呢是不发的，所以实际上发的是 Panth。
So Dadu uses similar language to the earlier Bhakti saints like Namdev.
那么Bandu, this is the name Bandu uncle?
Dadu, yeah.
Dadu 用的同样的这个语言，就是跟之前的圣人同样的语言。
So he tried to pass Sahaja Kundalini awakening on to others, but it was only successful in a few. But probably his best known disciple was Sundardas.
他试图
Sundardas.
他试图将给一些人去带自觉，去唤醒他们的空德尼尼能量，但是只有很少的一些人获得了自觉。那么其中他的一个门徒叫做the last name uncle Sundardas.
It's one word.
Sundardas.
So he lived in Dadu's house as a child, and so would have had his self-realization from Dadu.
他在小的时候就住在大肚的家里面，所以他可能在那个时候就已经从大肚获得了自觉，通过大肚。
So I've given examples of the songs and verses in my paper.
So, and Uncle, you said you have the songs and he wrote in your paper, right?
Yes.
OK. 那么在约翰大叔他写的这个文章里面有这个人他写的诗歌。
So need to move on now to the area of Eastern India called Bengal.
我们现在要转到这个东印度的本构，将篇章转移到这里。
So over 1,000 years, possibly more, the knowledge of Sahaja was transmitted from mystic to mystic, from the Buddhist down through other groups.
通过大概1000年的时间，那么关于Sahaja的知识呢，就从这些佛教徒就是传到了很多其他的人，
And so
其他的群体。
one of the later saints in Bengal was a man called Chaitanya.
其中一个在本沟的，就是这些后来的这些群体中的人，其中一个呢是在本沟的圣人名字叫做Chaitanya。
So he is early 16th century.
那么他是在早期的16世纪。So early 16th century also means AC?
CE, yes, yeah.
Oh, I thought the monks start at 12th century.
Sorry?
The monks, the Buddhism,
Yes.
monks started 12th century.
Well, it's shade earlier, about 8th to 9th century, and it gradually goes down the centuries. So, so Chaitanya was a great devotee of the Hindu god Krishna.
Oh, okay. So Chaitanya is before the Buddhism. Buddhism
After.
Okay. Chaitanya 他是就是Shri Krishna 的崇拜者。
So we have the Sahaja Buddhists in 8th, 9th, 10th century, and then we go through the Bhakti saints in the 14th, 15th, 16th century, and we're now talking about Chaitanya in the early 16th century.
Sorry. I think I understand wrong. AC means after. Yeah. 所以我们开始的时候是就是我理解错了AC 他说的是 AC 是公元后对吧？就是这些 monk 可能是在公元后8、9、10世纪，然后到Baptist 圣人的时候呢是在12世纪，公元12世纪，然后到现在 Chaitanya 是在14世纪，都是在公元后所以我以为是公元前，不好意思。
So when I refer to CE after a date, that is common era. So it's the same as the AD.
Okay, got it.
Okay. So as well as this transmission from the early Buddhist Sahajiyas through people like Chaitanya, and then also through later the mystics known as the Bauls. So this is Bauls.
Both OK， 所以从佛教徒，然后就是转今年，然后传到了像Chaitanya 这样的人，然后传到了就是 both 其中一个就是圣人 both。
So the Bauls are the singers in Bengal now. They exist still and are still quite famous.
So Uncle Boss is a like the name for a group of people, right?
It's a name for that group of singers. So Bauls.
OK， 所以是不好意思，刚刚说就是从这个佛教徒传到了像Chaitanya 这样的就是这样的人，然后从Chaitanya传到了像Chaitanya 这样的人，传到了像 Boss 这样的歌唱者。
So when we now move into the 20th century, there are some saints who also use the word Sahaja.
我们现在到20世纪呢，也有很多圣人用这个Sahaja这个词。
And one of those is the South Indian saint Ramana Maharshi.
其中一个是印度人，他的名字叫 Sahaja。
So one of his followers faithfully wrote down what he was talking about in conversations, and so in reply to one visitor one day in April 1937, he made an interesting statement, which I wanted to.
那么他没有就是写下来，那么在他的这个其中这样的一个圣人吧，他没有写下来，但是他在其中的一个对话当中，在1937年4月19号这一天，他做了一个很有趣的这样的一个技术或者是讲话吧。
So we have some technical words coming up here. So Ramana Maharshi says, holding on to reality is samadhi.
Holding
on to reality.
Holding on to reality
is samadhi, which is a state of being.
OK， 那么这个人他说呢，就是你要紧抓住现实，就是 samadhi 三摩地的状态。
So he then goes on from there to say, holding on to samadhi with effort is Savikalpa samadhi.
I want to understand correctly. Holding on to samadhi.
Yes. Well, I think we may have problems in the translation here, so let's leave that. People can read it in the paper.
I can translate. Uncle, could you just repeat that sentence? I think they understand.
All right. So we've got 5 comments. We're on the second one. Holding on to samadhi with effort is Savikalpa Samadhi.
Without effort, you're saying?
With effort.
With effort, OK. 抓住三摩地，就是努力用努力的方式去抓住三摩地，叫做Nirvikalpa, right, Uncle? You said?
Yes, Savikalpa.
Savikalpa 叫做 Savikalpa Samadhi.
So then he goes on to say, merging in reality and remaining unaware of the world is Nirvikalpa Samadhi.
那么就是融入到现实真实现实当中，不会意识到，就是对这个世界不再有意识，叫做 Nirvikalpa 无疑虑的三摩地。
So then he says, merging in ignorance and remaining unaware of the world is sleep.
然后他说，融入到无知，然后不知道这个世界，那么是睡眠状态。
He's making a joke there. And then he says, remaining in the primal, pure, natural state without effort is Sahaja Nirvikalpa Samadhi.
他说就是没有不努力的，就是毫不费力的状态，去sorry, Uncle, could you repeat the last one?
So he's saying remaining in the pure natural state without effort is Sahaja Nirvikalpa Samadhi.
他说就是在毫不费力的状态下进入一种完全自然的这样的一种方式，就是Sahaja 无疑虑的三摩地。
So he's really talking about going thoughtless. So the whole notion of meditation is to go into the silence and try to be
natural.
So thoughtless and doubtless. So
所以他实际上说的就是进入无思虑，进入无思虑的冥想状态。
Which probably takes us quite nicely to Sahaja Yoga as taught by Shri Mataji.
这可能就非常好的将我们引到了Shri Mataji 讲的Sahaja瑜伽。
So rather than carry on talking about it, let's try it.
我们来就是比起来讲这个历史，让我们来聊一下天。Yes, Uncle.
So let's have a short meditation.
OK, 让我们来做一个短暂的冥想，一起。
Which means I can take my glasses off.
那我可以将眼镜摘下来。
So let's close the eyes.
让我们闭上眼睛。
And let's first of all say in our own languages, inside, silently, I am my own guru.
让我们用我们自己的语言在我们的内心安静地说，我是我的导师。
And if we put our attention on our heart,
让我们将我们的注意力放在我们的心上。
we can say, I am the spirit.
我们可以说，我是灵。
And if we take our attention up now to the forehead, to the mind,
如果我们现在将我们的注意力放到我们的前额，放到我们的思维，
here we can say, I forgive everyone, everything.
这里我们可以说我原谅所有的人，所有的事，
And I forgive myself.
并且我也原谅我自己。
So we now go past thoughts. We take our attention up to the top of the head.
让我们现在将注意力，放到我们的思维之上，来到我们的头顶。
And let's go into the silence.
让我们进入完全的宁静。
Perhaps we can come out of the meditation now slowly.
我们可以轻轻睁开眼睛。So, Uncle, could you share with us one of the stories you're with Shri Mataji and early day stories?
Oh yeah, well, several. Way back when I think this is my first year in Sahaja, 1983.
有好几个，可能要追溯到早期，最开始我进入Sahaja瑜伽，在1983年。
We all, this is in England.
我们在英国。
So we all gathered at the ashram in London, in Surbiton, which is just south of London.
London, so didn't hear that part. Sorry, Uncle.
Right. So the yogis all gathered in the London ashram. It's in a town called Surbiton.
那么瑜伽士都聚集在伦敦的一个灵舍里面。
So we were gathered for a ceremony to celebrate nature.
我们聚集在一起去庆祝一个庆祝活动，就是庆祝大自然的一个活动。
Or to use the technical term, this is a Shri Bhumi Devi Puja.
我们用技术语言就称为叫做给大地母亲的普祭。
And we all sat down on the grass in the garden.
我们都坐在花园里面的草地上。
And what was curious, I did notice that quite a few of the yogis seemed to be very preoccupied with their fancy clothes.
我注意到的是，有一些瑜伽士非常的就是穿着很华丽。
So the ladies had these silk saris.
女士们穿着就是 silk 蚕丝就是蚕丝的这个纱丽。
And the men also had very fancy silk, what is known as a kurta, and also waistcoats as well.
那么男士们穿着就是蚕丝制的这个 kurta， 就是印度男士穿的衣服，然后还有这个西方的这些夹克，不是夹克，西方的正装吧，正装。
So as usual with these events, Shri Mataji had some words for us. They talk.
像往常一样Shri Mataji在普及开始前会给我们讲话。
And at first, she was waving the clouds across the sky, which was quite impressive to watch, actually.
所以他首先做的是，他向天空就是挥手，好像是给在天空里面的人挥手一样。
And after a while, she stopped doing that, and it was pretty obvious why she stopped, because the people, the yogis with the fancy clothes, were more interested in their clothes than what she was saying.
一段时间以后you mean she stopped doing that? You mean she stopped talking?
No, she was still talking. Yeah.
Stop waving or stop talking because you were saying.
during her talk, she was pointing at clouds and saying, "Go over," you know.
Pointing the cloud as if like somebody in the cloud.
No,
So,
just saying to the clouds, "Keep going. Don't rain. Keep going."
oh, okay.
Huh?
Oh, the cloud means like the rain cloud.
Yeah.
哦，是Shri Mataji在那个对着天空的云就是招手，好像是告诉那个天空的云，就是要下雨的这个云，就让它继续走，不要停下来。然后呢，一段时间Shri Mataji停止了讲话，然后呢，因为在场的瑜伽士好像更关注自己身上穿着的华丽的衣服。
So eventually a darker cloud came over and stopped right over us, and it rained.
因为他没有停止了，就是因为Shri Mataji不是停止讲话，就是他停止了，就是用手去告诉这个云，就是继续走，继续走。那Shri Mataji停止了这样做呢，然后突然然后一会儿呢，就有一个非常非常深的这个乌云就停在了他们的正上方，然后就突然这个雨就下来了。
It didn't bother me. I was wearing an old pair of whites which someone had given me from their India tour.
Sorry, I missed that part.
So really, the yogis wearing the fancy clothes, the silk saris and the silk waistcoats were very concerned when it started raining.
当然这些穿着华丽的这些瑜伽士就当开始下雨的时候，他们就非常的担心身上的衣服。
But everyone had to stay sitting down, and you got rained, and that was that. And it was quite funny to watch these people.
但是大家必须要坐在那儿不能动所以只能够去继续淋雨，所以非常的好笑。
It was actually quite a shower. We got wet.
Quite sharp.
Shower of rain.
我们被足足的淋了一场大雨。
And after a while, the cloud went on its way, and the sun shone, and we dried out, which was fine.
然后这个雨停了下来，然后太阳出来了，然后大家都被晒干了。
So I was making the point that Indian gurus like to test their followers, and they do it in many different ways.
我就是举了一个例子，就是印度的导师喜欢去用各种各样的方式去测试他的跟随者信徒。
So that day, the yogis with the fancy clothes got tested.
所以那一天，那些穿着华丽的瑜伽士们被拉进了测试。That's interesting, Uncle. Thank you, Uncle, for the story. So, I guess now we can do some interact. So you have any question? So Uncle had Chinese. Uncle, so I'm going to ask them to, because you have so much knowledge on Sahaja Yoga, so I'm going to ask them to ask you questions. Are you okay with
sure,
that?
go for it. Yep.
Okay. 那么我们现在可以去问一下 uncle 的问题，因为 uncle 他是就有非常丰富的Sahaja瑜伽的知识，所以大家可以尽管问，有任何问题。这里有一个问题，我看看。今天的深山深湖圣地好多名字根本不知道，很早期就放过印度。圣山圣湖圣地。So somebody was asking, in the Devi Bhagavad, there's many holy mountain, holy lake, and holy places. And so for Chinese, the name are is very strange for Chinese. Even when I translate the names, it's hard for me because I cannot catch it easily. So this person said, heard you went to many India tours, right? So you know many of the places. Could you tell us some where is the holy places, holy mountains? So I guess they can visit sometime.
Yeah. Well, I went on India tour 4 years running in the mid-80s. And at that time, we were going around Maharashtra.
我在80年代中期，就是大概4年的时间，就是在印度周游，然后那个时候呢，就是主要是 Maharashtra 我不知道中文怎么翻哈。
So there is a famous mountain called Shri.
有一个著名的圣山叫做
Shri.
Shri. 哎，你们听到 uncle 说的这个词啊，我 catch 不到。
And although now there is a road up to the top, when we were going there wasn't a road. We had to walk, and it was a long walk up to the temple.
就是山上它有寺庙，然后现在呢，它有那个路去一直通到那个山上。以前他们去的时候呢，还没有路。
So that's one of them. Yeah.
这是其中的一个。
I can't remember names offhand, unfortunately. I could probably go on the web now and find them, but yes, there are a number of famous hills and so on.
我一时想不起来他们的名字，我可能需要去网上查一下才知道。但是是的，那有很多的，在印度有很多的这些圣山、圣湖、圣地的地方。
There's one mountain which is associated with Guru Ramdas.
其中有一座山是和 Guru Ramdas 相联系的。Ramdas.
Ramdas is 17th century, and he was the guru of King Shivaji.
Ramdas 是在17世纪的时候，他是这个国王 Shivaji 的导师。
So that was one. I went there twice. Once with the India tour, which was a very quick visit, and then a second time with my family. That was a longer one, which was much more pleasant.
我去过那儿2次，一次是好像我听的是自己我不太记不太清楚，过了我就忘了。然后还有一次是跟我的家人一起去的。
So that was the place where I really felt I'd come home.
那是一个地方，我真正感觉我回到了家。
So I can only assume that I was a follower of Ramdas.
我感觉
in
自己
a previous life sometime.
我感觉自己是 Ramdas 的跟随者，在我的其中的仪式当中。That's nice, Uncle. People say go to India, feel at home. Go to Kabila, feel at home. Oh, I always stayed in US. I haven't been to anywhere. I want to. I hope one day I'll go somewhere. Feel like I'm at home.
Yes.
But with Shri Mataji, I feel everywhere is home. But yeah, that's a special place. Hope one day I find. So Uncle, with so many years practicing on about yourself, like understanding about Sahaja Yoga, how you perceive like yourself, the understanding wise, the growth before the understanding and later and today. Do you have any change on the way?
Well, I've lived in various countries and so on, and now I'm in my 70s, so I'm enjoying being. Yeah.
我问 Uncle 就是这么多年的Sahaja瑜伽的练习，就是整个过程有没有这样的一个逐步的理解或者变化的过程。Uncle 说的很简单，就是现在他70多岁了，然后他就是享受他本身的存在。
But it's been quite an interesting journey.
Could you tell us feel like big things and something struck you and things like that?
Well, I mean, you meet all sorts of people in this movement, and you meet all sorts of crazy people who come and go, and so on. So, but you keep going somehow, and certainly my interest in the Bhakti saints, the earlier tradition, certainly kept me going at times when all sorts of crazy things were going on.
我遇到了，就是整个这个旅程遇到了很多人，有一些是很疯狂的人，很疯狂的事情，那么但是你学会就是继续前进，然后呢，因为他对Bhakti这群圣人的这个兴趣，然后就是让他一直去研究，然后一直去继续。
And it's interesting, since the COVID virus came along, quite a few things have changed in this movement. So we do much more now online.
因为这个新型肺炎的就是全球的这样的一个病毒。然后很多事情改变了，我们现在更多的是在网上去做这些活动。
So you start to realize that collectivity is not just physical in your local area, it's also global.
所以我们开始认识到，集体性并不是仅仅是我们局限在我们的这个局部的地区，那么它更大意义上是全球性的。 So we invited you, Uncle.
Yes.
I think there's somebody have a. Let me see. I think I may. Yeah, I'll change the chat. Everybody only can go send the chat to me, and everybody else cannot see it. Now you can send the chat to everybody. 我刚刚换了一下这个聊天设置，刚刚的聊天设置是只能够给我发信息，大家都可以看到信息了。Okay, so one of the questions, so this person want to ask Sahaja Yoga self-realization, how many steps there are, why always on the left side position, but never on the center or right side? This is what's the reason for that?
There are several ways of doing it, and that going up the chakras on the left side was the way Shri Mataji taught us in the 80s, the 1980s. But from 1995, it changed.
Oh, okay. 有好几种获得自觉的方式是80年代的时候Shri Mataji教给uncle 他们的，根据这个我们的能量中心但是到90年代的时候呢有一个变化。
So in those early days, there were a lot of very damaged people who had done drugs, they'd been to false gurus, all sorts of nonsense.
在早期的时候
So that's why she was very precise in going up the left channel.
OK， 在早期的时候有很多就是非常就是系统非常受损的人，有很多吸毒的，然后去过这个很多这种假导师的，所以整个的他的精微能量系统都是一个很损伤的状态。所以说Shri Mataji就是非常的特别的，非常精准的去放在这个左脉上。So Uncle, you mean actually not necessary on the left side, just because for the damaged person, and then we go.
Yes. You can do it on the central channel. Sure.
Okay.
But the point about after 1995, from 1995 to the last public program, which was Delhi in 2004, what Shri Mataji was doing was looking more at the flow, at the vibrational flow, rather than chakra by chakra.
So 对我就问了，就是uncle 不一定非要在左脉，就是在左脉的这些步骤是针对当时他的轮穴非常受损的这些人。那么在95年到2004年间，那么Shri Mataji没有说做这种特别精准的这种chakra。从轮穴到轮穴的这样的提升，那么很多时候它都是根据当时能量的状况去做一些适合当时的这样的带自觉的方式。So Uncle, you mean from 1995 to 2004, Shri Mataji doesn't do like step to step self-realization?
She does sometimes, but increasingly she's doing
left right. Okay.
So she's concentrating there on the flow of vibrations through the channels rather than going up one by one through the chakras.
For the new people.
Yes.
Okay. 所以就是在之后，就是95年之后，那Shri Mataji就是我就问有没有就是Shri Mataji没有在做这些从chakra到chakra的 运动给新人。那么 Uncle 说有时候他会做，但是更多的时候是根据当时的情况，有时候他只是做一些平衡，就是左右的平衡这样就根据当时的情况对去选择给新人自觉的方式。
So it's really up to the yogi when you give realization, you do what feels right at the time.
所以你根据你当时这个情况，你感觉哪个方式是正确的去做出抉择，就是说不一定非要去做这种一步一步的，就是走脉的轮穴的去给自觉。Wow, this is a new to me because we still do that, Uncle, every time.
Well, I mean, it's up to you, but if people are reasonably clear, then you don't need to go through one after another. I can tell you a story. Here in the West, we have these festivals called Mind, Body, Spirit. And so Sahaja Yoga has stalls at these things.
Uncle, let me translate. It's a little long. So, 大叔说就是你根据自己当时的情况，如果这个人相对他的系统比较干净，那你就不需要去做这些各个步骤。我的感觉如果说我们是比较敏感的那可能是可以去做一些选择的。如果是不太本身就是对别人的状况不太敏感，可能也不太容易去判断然后 Uncle 说他举了一个就是例子，在英国那边，然后他们有一个这种博览会叫做我的身体和心灵，然后在那个地方呢我们萨哈加瑜伽呢有一个booth 叫什么，就有个位置吧，就是在那个会场里。
So it's one of these events in Melbourne. It's some years ago now. One of the other yogis was handing out leaflets and asking people to try the meditation. And there was one man who was very busy. He wanted to go and do things. He didn't have time. So I said to him quite spontaneously, "Can you give me 1 minute of your time?"
所以我们在那里有人在弹音乐，然后有人给这个就是发那个传单，就是这个萨哈加瑜伽。那其中有一个呢非常忙的这样的一个人，然后他就一直在忙，然后我就非常自发的跟他说了一句话：你能给我1分钟吗？
So I gave him realization in 1 minute. We were both standing up. He was wearing his shoes. He was wearing a hat, but he still got his realization in 1 minute.
所以我给了他自觉，在1分钟之内，他穿着他的鞋，戴着他的帽子，但是在1分钟之内，他获得了自觉。So Uncle, what you did?
Sorry?
What you did? How you did the self-realization?
I was very abbreviated. I asked him to put his hand on his heart, then his hand on his forehead, and then his hand on the top of the head.
Okay, so say the same affirmation we say, right? But please,
yeah, but brief. I mean,
brief.
At the end, that took about 40 seconds, 45 seconds, and he definitely felt it.
Okay. 所以 Uncle 就是让他把手放在心上，然后放在前额，放在头顶。 然后就是非常简单的这个引导语，但是他确实获得了自觉，就是有感觉。
So he was actually quite thoughtless after that 40 seconds.
Quite what? I missed that word.
Thoughtless. And so someone else, you may remember Alex from Hong Kong. So Alex quickly dived in and said, "Oh, come and sit down. I'll show you in more detail." So.
Oh, he becomes thoughtless, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay. So 在uncle 做了这3步之后呢，然后这个非常忙的人进入了无思虑的状态，然后当时就是香港的 Alex 大家都认识就把他拉过来说那坐下来我来给你讲一下更细节的东西。
So if you have to do it quickly, you can.
所以你如果需要非常快的去做，你是可以的，就是用简单的方法。Thank you so much, Uncle. So another thing I want to ask you, like Uncle, for kids, if we do this, they don't understand, right? So for kids, what do we do? I see one of the yogis simply ask kids sit down, raise his kundalini. Would that be a good way to do it?
Yeah. Why not? I mean, kids, when they get realization, get it very fast.
So we don't need to say any affirmation, anything.
No. But on the other hand, it's not necessary to insist on them dancing and playing music and all of that sort of thing. I mean, kids, when they have the opportunity to sit in silence, will get something out of it.
OK. 我刚刚就是问了，就是对小孩子怎样去给自觉？因为我在这边的时候，如果我们把这个让小孩子去做这些动作，他是不能理解的，然后他觉得非常的也会觉得非常的 boring， 就是boring 怎么说？就是很没意思吧，然后呢，我们这边我看到有瑜伽师就是直接让小孩坐下来，然后就提升能量，给他提升能量。我就问大叔可不可以？他说你当然可以因为小孩子获得的非常非常的快，你只要让他有机会进入这个宁静的状态，他会很快就获得自觉。Thank you so much, Uncle. I think here has some question, and one of the questions is, how do we say different countries represent different chakras? Does it change throughout the history and the country? So it means the chakras on the earth in different country, right? Does it switch from one country to another country? For example, Vishuddhi is America now. Will it change, or through the history did it has been changed? Like Vishuddhi was somewhere else.
No. That's the Vishuddhi, and that's that. Shri Mataji did at one point say to the English, if you don't feel the heart more, I mean, Britain is the heart. Yeah. She did threaten, if you don't behave like the heart, I'll move the heart elsewhere. So, point made eventually, you know.
应该是不会变 ，Uncle 说不会变的，是哪个轮穴就是哪个轮穴。但是Shri Mataji确实威胁过，就是英国的瑜伽师说，如果你们不行为上不表现为像心轮一样的这个特质的话，我会把这个心轮移到别的国家去。So maybe just a threaten, make England English people yogis get nervous about it.
Well, I mean, we were all very serious in those days, and we had to lighten up, you know. So, yeah.
因为学Mataji这句话，所以大家都非常的小心注意吧。So another question. So in Mataji early days talk in 80s, seems like has a lot of knowledge, but in 90s, she not so much knowledge there. She talks like in a way for everybody to understand. Does this means the whole Sahaja development has some adjustment during the time from 80s to 90s?
Well, certainly, if you listen to the really early talks in the late 70s, early 80s, it's very, very detailed. There's amazing amount of knowledge pouring out. But I think round about 85, she really started to change and to have the actual detail wasn't given quite so much. It was more a general way of seeing the world, the way to change and so on.
那么在早期70年代到80年代早期，那么他的讲话当中有很深的这个知识。那在85年之后确实他的讲话当中大多数就是一个普遍的一个讲话，就是没有很多很细节的东西。So does that mean like early days people need that much knowledge, or she just realized not?
I really don't know. I mean, if you read the early versions of her first book, and I've got a website on that. There's a lot of information there.
Yes. 我刚问大叔呢，是不是Shri Mataji就是觉得早期需要那么多知识，所以说讲很多，然后后来就没有讲太多。大叔说不知道，我们也不知道。确实我们不知道母亲的意图，很难去参透。还有其他问题吗？大家可以尽管提。So Uncle, I see like for example, people does different things. Some does a lot of treatment, and some does less treatment. So how you view that? Like, do we really need so much treatment, or I feel like if we use so much treatment, sometimes doesn't give us so much time to meditate, or is it just enough to meditate, go to silence?
Yeah. No, going into the silence will fix most things.
Some may feel like if I have so much catches, then difficult to go to meditation.
Won't matter. I mean, by all means, but if you're going to use treatments, make sure you get it right, because there's a lot of very odd things around now. There's a whole lot of things which Shri Mataji never taught us, which are now taught. Also, there are things merging, and some of those are quite funny, actually. But anyway.
Yes, I agree. I feel there's so many treatment, but meditation never can change. You just sit there, go to silent, but many ways of treatment, all that. It's hard to tell which one is the real correct one.
So treatments are treatments, and meditation is meditation, and you don't mix them up. They're separate. So these people who sit in a bucket of water and listen to music and try and meditate, that's not the way we do it.
So when we do foot soaking, we just do foot soaking, not go into meditation, you mean? Okay. So
I mean, by all means, focus on your subtle system. Yep, good idea. But the meditation is different. It's separate.
Okay. 就是我们说我刚问了大叔，就是关于我们用治疗的方法，就是中文怎么说，就是 treatment 治疗和冥想然后怎么去评价。那么大叔说，当然冥想是很重要，但你是需要，也有一些人觉得需要去做 treatment， 但是做这个治疗的话，不要把它混在一起。那么现在市场上它不是市场上，就现在Sahaja瑜伽里面出现各种各样的方法。你如果说你要去做这个治疗的话，最好是确定你的这个治疗方式是正确的。现在有很多Sahaja瑜伽里面的方法不是Shri Mataji以前教过瑜伽士的所以说呢当然我也问了，就是作为我们瑜伽士来讲是很难，就是没有早期跟随Shri Mataji的人是很难去判断哪一个治疗方式是正确的，哪一个不是正确的所以大叔就说呢，就是这两个治疗是治疗，冥想是冥想，应该分开。比如说我们泡脚的时候不应该去冥想，泡脚就是泡脚你就做完治疗之后你再去冥想。Uncle here has a question. One question is Sahaja Yoga has no side effect. Not at all, right? Does it have any side effect?
No, I mean, if by practicing Sahaja Yoga, something inside you works out, there may be some temporary side effects. Sure.
通过对Sahaja瑜伽完全没有副作用。那么当我们在练习Sahaja瑜伽的时候呢有一些就是有一些内在的系统的问题，它会就是表现为就是暂时的一些身体上的问题，因为是有些毒素要排出来，但它都是暂时的没有副作用。哇，this is a question. Okay, Uncle. Let me see if I can translate. So Sahaja Yoga, I guess it in English called number theory, like the math. Does the Sahaja Yoga has any relation to the number theory in math? So can spirit be understood as the primordial being and the mother is the primordial essence? I don't know how to translate this into English.
Yes, well, I'm not sure I understand what's being asked there.
I cannot understand either, so I don't know how to translate. Sorry.
But so the yogi wanted to know about numbers?
Like in math, there's something like talking about the number like the odd number, even number, and what's all that. And that's totally math. So they were asking, does Sahaja Yoga has any relation to, let's just say has any relation to math?
Not really, no. I mean,
yeah. If there is, probably Shri Mataji will not say to us because not everybody can understand it, right? It's too specific.
Yeah. I mean, in the talks, yes, numbers do turn up from time to time, and she has over the years mentioned why a certain number of mantras are said in a certain time and so on. Yes.
当然在萨哈迦瑜伽里面Shri Mataji有谈论过一些数字，那么这些这些数字的重要性 like 3, 7 all that.
Oh, those, well, the normal sacred numbers in India which we follow are 7, 21, 51, 108.
所以就是最吉祥的数字是7、21、51、108在印度的传统当中。大家还有别的什么问题吗？So Uncle, Shri Mataji mentioned like there's here is Sahasrara, so there's 2 more chakras on top, right?
4 more.
Oh, 4 more.
4 more, yes.
Oh, okay. But that's hard to reach there.
Yes. It's all about going past thought. I did write a paper years ago called Beyond. You will find it on my website.
我刚刚问 Uncle 就是在我们的顶轮之上有几个轮穴，我说我记得是有2个 Uncle 说有4个轮穴在顶轮之上，然后 Uncle 说在他的文章里面他有关于这些状态的描述，你们可以去看 Uncle 的文章。
But if you look at the transcript of the Sahasrara Puja in 1983.
如果你们去看Shri Mataji在1983年顶轮的讲话，那么有讲到。Okay. So I see somebody like do meditation on the top chakras. So is it practical, Uncle? Because most of us not even not so much on Sahasrara yet. So
well, I mean, there's a handful of times when I went further up. I had no idea how long for. One's awareness of time and place just goes. So yes, I've been there several times, but it's only several.
For how long, Uncle?
Sorry?
For how long? Like a few seconds or?
It's you don't know. You don't know when you go past time. You don't know. You don't know. You can kind of guess, or you might see a clock and realize it's long time. But
OK， uncle 说的有几次那么他有几次这种经历就是他到了这个顶轮之上的这些轮穴然后我问有多长时间 ，uncle 说你就不知道，就是不知道时间，那可能你旁边有一个闹钟有一个时钟，你看了已经很长时间了。So it must be a very good feeling, right, uncle?
Yeah, but those who want to be big teachers and say they're past, they're further up. They usually aren't, you know.
所以那些说可以看到他的可以看到自己的过去的那些老师或者说导师他们通常都是不平衡的。So uncle, when you go in the upstate, I saw Shri Mataji in one talk says, and there you can see your past, your future, but your attention is not on the past or future. You're at the present moment.
Yes.
Is that kind of feeling you see all your past, all your future like that?
I suppose over the years, I've come to understand where I was in my last two lives, but it was just a brief place and time. That's all.
Uncle 说，因为我在Shri Mataji一篇讲话里面，就是看到Shri Mataji说，当我们到达顶轮之上的时候，可以看到我们的过去，看到我们所有的未来，但是我们的注意力是在这个当下，注意力不在其中。然后 Uncle 说，是的，他可以，他在这些经历当中，他有过一些短暂的这样的片段，就是看到自己之前的两世的经历。Could you tell us what's your past two lives, if you don't mind? Or
I'm pretty sure I was in Venice.
Venice?
In Venice. It's a famous city in Italy.
Oh, Italy, Venice.
Yeah.
Okay.
So throughout my life, I've had a fascination with that city, with its artists, its music.
So you were an artist in one of your life. You were artist in Venice. Like
I don't know. All I know is that right from my teens, I came into Sahaja Yoga when I was 33. But even in my teens, there was something about the music and the art of that city.
Oh, okay.
And I did actually get to go there once. I went with Shri Mataji once.
Did you feel at home?
I did feel at home, yes. So much at home, I was tempted to move there. And one of the other yogis had to say, hey, it's a glorious day today, but it's not usually like this, you know. So
okay. So uncle 他说他可以简短的看到他之前的两世，我就说 uncle 你可以分享一下你的两世是什么吗？uncle 说他感觉很确定他其中一世是在意大利的威尼斯因为他是33岁进入Sahaja瑜伽的，但是他从10几岁的时候就对这个城市的艺术音乐有非常多的兴趣，然后确实他有一次跟随Shri Mataji一起去到那个城市，然后我问 uncle 你有没有感觉我回家了，然后 uncle 说是的，有这种感觉，就是我感觉如此强烈，他说感觉如此强烈，他想要搬到那个地方去做。 住。Oh, so somebody was saying, I guess I understand it wrong. I thought they say number theory means in math because I have background in math, so very easy to go to math side. So here say it's called Sahaja yoga. Sahaja yoga. Sahaja yoga. Sankaya. YA, sorry.
Don't know it.
Oh, sorry, Uncle doesn't know
it. No.
Prusha, P-U-R-U-S-H-A, Prusha. You know this word? No?
No, I don't. No.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Sorry. What about your another life, Uncle? You only tell us one life.
Yes, I mentioned earlier about.
Oh yes, you were saying
the
Ramadan.
Guru Ramdas, yes.
Oh, which one is earlier? Ramadan is earlier. When is later?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Nice. Any other question? Yeah. Go ahead and 大家有其他的问题吗？就是抓住这个机会大叔有很多的知识。就你们在冥想当中有什么困惑呀？也是可以问的。Okay, I seems like nobody has more questions. Oh, thank you so much, Uncle. That was so nice to talk with you. I feel I'm struggling to come to Sahaja even, so I don't know when I can feel on top of my Sahaja.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it happens when you worry about it, then it won't happen.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for attend the session and give us those knowledge. Right. So yeah, I read so many of your articles too. Sometime back, I don't remember what it is. I read all kinds of things.
Yeah.
I have a folder in my Dropbox with all your writings. Yeah, it was translated. I was like really into knowledge so much in the beginning days of my Sahaja. I listened to many Shri Mataji talks and read all kinds of yogis writings. These days I feel more like just learn how to meditate. One day I find out I feel like I don't know how to meditate. so I'm slowly learning how to meditate. Sometimes because it's very difficult to put in words. Like I mean, it's easy to learn the knowledge, but how to meditate, I don't know. It's difficult to put in words. So I feel most of the time we are doing individually learning how to meditate. That's how I feel. I don't know how, Uncle, you feel.
Yeah, sure. I'm involved with 2 Facebook groups. Are you in on Facebook?
I'm not so much on Facebook. Which Facebook group you are in? Maybe we share with others. They can join, and I will join too, Uncle. What's the name?
So there's one called Sahaja Discussions.
Sahaja Discussion. I think maybe
the other one is Sahaja Library.
Okay, I'm in that one. Thank you so much, Uncle, for organize everything for us and make our life much easier. Sahaja discussion and Sahaja library. In Sahaja library for sure, I think. Sahaja library, Facebook. So you all can join this to Facebook page, and Uncle has. There has a lot of knowledge, and I think if you have any question, you can. Oh, sorry, Uncle. I said in English. So if they have question, they can ask you there too, right, Uncle?
Yes, yeah, sure, yeah.
所以大家刚刚分享的这个是 Facebook， 中文叫脸书吗？然后 Sahaja discussion 和 Sahaja library， 你们可以加入他的这个 Facebook 脸书的页面，然后呢，你有问题可以在那个地方问他。Somebody was asking the same question, and I was asking. So, can Uncle share something about how to meditate? Because this she find like really difficult to go into thoughtless meditation.
Yeah, sure. I mean, sometimes it's great, and sometimes it's such hard work. You have to just try again tomorrow. So it's the way it is. But keep trying, and all sorts of different ways. I mean, if you're always sitting a certain way, or you're always doing certain things first, then try it another way.
OK， 那么冥想有时候容易进入，有时候很难进入，那你只能说下次再去试一下。那么试各种各样不同的方法。如果你总是用这种方法去入境，那下次就试一下其他的方法，就是做一些改变。Yes, I like to go meditation the same way because it's easy. You don't have to think. Yeah. So how I feel is yes, like Uncle you say, sometimes it's difficult. Sometimes it just sit there. You feel vibration. Nowadays I learn to accept that. I think earlier I was very obsessive on that. If I don't have a good meditation, I feel upset. So nowadays I feel okay, I didn't have a good meditation. Okay, I accept that. Maybe today is not a good day. So,
yeah, good. Yeah.
That's good, Uncle.
Yeah. Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
所以我问了一下这个大叔，因为我自己静坐也是这样，就是最开始的时候呢，我入境，然后我今天很难入境，然后我出来之后呢，就会很沮丧，觉得我没有入境好。但是现在呢，就是慢慢的我接受自己这种状态，就是今天没有入境状态不是很好，那可能就是今天能量不好吧，或者是些什么原因，就接受它，因为它只是一个暂时的状态。今天不好，可能明天就好了，或者是这几天不好，然后另外一天就好了，就是不要把这个责任放到自己身上。So Uncle, I feel like maybe not take that as our own problem, right? So that's because it could, like sometimes we didn't have a good meditation. It's not because we doesn't have a good chakra or anything. It's just not good day or just need time, right, for us.
But the other thing is, I need to say this, that there are some people that insist on playing music when they meditate and saying mantras and all the rest of it. But the best way to say it is that silence is your friend. So don't be afraid of the silence.
OK, so Uncle 说呢，就是有些人很习惯，就是冥想的时候去放音乐，或者有些人就是说很多的口诀 就是不给机会给自己进入这个silence， 就是进入完全的静坐状态。就是uncle 的意思说可能有点害怕，所以说uncle 说宁静是你的朋友，就是不要害怕，不要害怕你自己进入不了宁静啊，或者是不要害怕那种宁静的，就是完全安静什么也没有的那种状态。That's a good point, uncle. Thank you so much, uncle.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you so much. Thank you. 谢谢大家那我们今天好像大家没有更多的问题，我们今天就到这里结束了。谢谢大家的参与。然后前面的那个部分呢，有很多名字我也听不到，然后有些地方可能翻译的不是很准确，非常专业的东西。如果说不准确的地方，请大家原谅，谢谢大家。好somebody say feel like the atmosphere just started. So, but she said maybe we'll invite you again for another session sometime. Okay, thank you so much, uncle. Maybe next time they will bring more questions. So today just get stumped.
Okay.
Thank you so much, uncle. Yes. 谢谢大家，再见，晚安。Good night, uncle. Bye.
Good night.